Hello and welcome to EZGlutenFree. Today I'll be showing favehealthyrecipes.com how to make these delicious butter pecan cookies. Now butter pecan is one of my favorite flavors of ice cream, and these little guys mimic the flavors well. With just a few basic ingredients, these easy to make cookies can be thrown together in no time, whether you're following a gluten-free diet or not. And considering how expensive gluten-free cookies can be, you might want to keep this recipe handy once you see how easy these are to make. Alright, to make them you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of butter very well softened, that's 1½ sticks, and if you forgot to soften your butter like I did, you can always put it in the microwave and zap it on high for 30 seconds. It's really better to have this over softened and slightly melted than under softened and hard to mix. You'll also need 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2½ cups of gluten-free Bisquick. If you're not following a gluten-free diet, you can substitute 2½ cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll also need 1 cup of chopped pecans and 3/4 of a cup of butterscotch morsels. Alright, now first, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Then in a large bowl, cream together the butter and sugar until light and fluffy. If the butter is very well softened, it's really easy to do by hand with a wire whisk. Then add the eggs and vanilla and beat until well combined. Now switch over to a rubber spatula, add the Bisquick, and continue mixing until you have a stiff dough formed. It might take a couple of minutes doing it by hand. Now add the pecans and butterscotch morsels and stir until they're well dispersed throughout the cookie dough. At this point you'll want to refrigerate the dough for about 20 minutes to a half an hour so it'll be easier to work with. Then roll the dough into 1-inch balls and place them on an ungreased cookie sheet. I baked 12 cookies per pan, but they didn't spread that much, so you might be able to fit more. Bake them for 16 to 18 minutes or until they're just golden brown around the edges. Cool the cookies on a baking rack for about 10 minutes and then they're ready to serve. The recipe made 4 dozen cookies, but you could easily double or halve the recipe depending on if you want more or less than that amount. But I don't think you're going to want to make less after you see how good these are. And they also freeze well, so if you have extras you can stash them away for a later day. So give this one a try and let me know what you think. And if you'd like to see the recipe in print, you could always visit my blog. And for additional recipes and tips to fit in with your healthy lifestyle, visit my friends at favehealthyrecipes.com. See you again soon.